got a left to the ribs, his right ribs. Oh, this has been a tremendous...
Okay, champ?
I'm okay.
I can't see nothing. Gotta open my eye. Come here, man.
I don't want to do it.
Welcome, my beautiful boxing family. It's that time again. Happy Wednesday, September 30th. It's Mayhem in the Morning with your boy, AJ Rage. Let's talk a little bit about the big fight. Zepeda, Baranchyk. Who the fuck is Conor McGregor? How's it going, everybody? I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday, September 30th. Let's get right into it. This Saturday, October 3rd, at the Bubble in the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, we got the amazing José Chon Zepeda taking on the tough as nails Ivan Baranchyk. This is a bout that's been rescheduled. I believe Baranchyk suffered an injury on their originally scheduled date. I've been waiting for this fight. There's been a lot of talk about Zepeda's last performance, maybe a little lackluster. It was textbook. The guy was a big guy. Chon did what he had to do. I hope Baranchyk is in 100% form as far as mentally, physically, because he's going to need it to even be competitive against the amazing Chon Zepeda. Should I say that again? Amazing Chon Zepeda. No, the guy is, Zepeda is, he's the dark horse. He's the shadow that's lurking in that division and about to engulf and take all the shine from these guys that claim they're champions. Zepeda is going to be the man to come in there. You got to look at his resume. His two losses, I'm going to say it again. His loss against Terry Flanagan due to his shoulder injury in the second round. If you watch the first round and a good part of the second round, Chon was handling the guy. The end result was inevitable. Chon was going to put him to sleep and go home with the title. His fight against Ramirez, highly controversial. The consensus of the sports writers and hardcore fans gave the nod to Zepeda, including myself and my co-host, my brother, Mighty Mike. I believe even Robert Alcazar, who trained Zepeda, had Zepeda winning that fight. So, I mean, the thing is that, you know, Chon was on the bad side of a couple of decisions, came back. Nobody, you know, everybody talks about Tank's victory over Pedraza. Everybody talks about Lomachenko's victory over Pedraza. Everybody talks about Pedraza's last performance in which, you know, he looked very impressive against Molina. But let's be honest. Go back and look at Zepeda's recent victory over Pedraza. To me, honestly, it was the most... I understand Tank stopped him, but I'm going to say it again. There was something wrong with Pedraza going into that fight. I'm not saying that the result wouldn't remain the same, but Pedraza was not at the top of his game in that fight. He was at the top of his game against Lomachenko and definitely against Zepeda. But Zepeda just... He had no answers for Zepeda's speed. He had no answers for Zepeda's elusiveness, his ring generalship, his power. People forget that Zepeda has the second highest KO ratio in the entire division. And that's a dangerous combination when you're an amazing boxer and a puncher. So Baranchyk, like I said, he tends to get a little wild. He's a tough and rumble kind of guy. He's kind of like, I'm going to say it again, he's kind of like a Rouge Schlon, the guy that fought against John Molina. But the thing is that if Zepeda goes in there and if he's impressive and he stops Baranchyk, or he just gets the victory. We already know that Ramirez wants no part of Zepeda. That is what it is. But who else might be there available? I'll tell you right now, Josh Taylor. I know everybody's making a big deal about this victory that Josh Taylor got recently. I'm still a little dumbfounded by it. Because, like I said, once again, the shot that he hit him with just didn't register. But Josh Taylor, to me, has the wrong skills level and the way he puts the way he invokes his offense and his lack of defense. It's not going to work against Chon Zepeda. Because Chon just got too many tricks in his bag. And it's almost Halloween. So hopefully that fight gets signed soon after Chon takes care of Baranchyk. So I want to talk about something a little bit different today in the few minutes I got left. Just recently heard about there might be a good possibility. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm looking into some of my sources about a possible matchup between Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor. I know Conor McGregor has been talking about his interest in getting into boxing, being the fact that, I don't think there's a whole lot of big opportunities left at UFC. The UFC is going to continue to keep bashing boxing. Dana White, who's a failed boxing promoter, I'm going to say it again, people. He's a failed boxing promoter who juiced a couple guys, roofied them, whatever it took him to do to get them to do this UFC thing. And since day one, he's had a hard-on for boxing. He makes statements. See, we're classy in boxing. We don't got to do that. But at the end of the day, Dana White can't back up what his mouth says. It's been proven time and time again. I remember the day when Tito Ortiz was going to beat the shit out of him. Him and that big mouth Rogan. So it is what it is. But getting back to what I was saying, Conor McGregor, once again, I understand if Manny takes this fight, whatever. And I'm going to tell you something right now. The difference between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather is Floyd Mayweather went in there and wanted to make a little bit of a show in it. Manny's got no time for this. He's a senator back in the Philippines. He's got a family. He's got a lot of responsibilities. Manny's going to go in there and make short work of this guy. There is nothing Conor McGregor could do, with the deception of, kicking Manny or picking him up and trying to throw him to the ground or something like this. Or you better bring in a gun or a knife or a kitchen or something, because Manny's just going to knock him till tomorrow. It's going to be embarrassing. And hopefully that's the last we hear of Conor McGregor. I'm tired of these bouts that there should be no interest in when we're at a time right now when we need to embrace the real aspect of boxing and not this circuit sideshow and I'm going to blame Floyd Mayweather. Money Mayweather is the one, and it's the key element. Everybody doesn't understand. Floyd's about money, and he's going to continue to do this as long as he can make money. And as long as people continue to watch his events and these freak shows, he's going to continue to do them until the real boxing fans, which are mostly, it's just like with Floyd's debacle he's talking about against this pussy Logan-Paul. Come on, this guy's not a fighter. He's a YouTuber. He can barely do that. Go get some more subscriptions and do your YouTube thing. Stay the F out of boxing. I just wish that there was an opportunity where they allowed me to go in there, because I'd just end this guy in one round. That would be it. But he's not a boxer, man. And Floyd's going to make another spectacle. And what's going to happen, and I hate to say it, one day Floyd is going to pick a guy who just might be a little better than he portrays to be. And Floyd might just get that L. And his career will be defined by that. Because I don't see any initiative on Floyd's part. And I'm not saying he can't do it. But, maybe Canelo's too big now. But there's guys at the 147 range that he could fight. Go fight, if Kell Brook, he's got a fight coming up, hopefully against Crawford, hopefully that gets set. Go fight Sean Porter, fight Keith Thurman, fight Errol Spence. I don't care. Fight a real fighter. Then I'll be there. But until then, I just have no interest in this sideshow. And Conor McGregor posting videos of him looking like he's doing freaking Zuma or whatever the hell he's doing, jazzercise. It's a joke. When I see people actually go on boxing boards and say things like Logan-Paul, has a chance, and he's looking good and he's hitting this little tennis. I'm like, come on, man. You guys don't understand. It takes years and years of sacrifice and dedication to learn proper skills in which to get in that ring. That's why sometimes guys get in there, no matter how talented they look on video, everything goes out the window once that bell rings. You know what I'm saying? Once that bell rings, it's a whole nother ball game. Then that's when the guy, he's trying to think to himself, well, I'm this, I'm that, I look great on YouTube. And then next thing you know, boom. And that's it. It's just like these guys that post these videos of their kids, Like I saw this one with this little girl, she's punching this tree and she's going real fast. And they're talking about she's the next great thing. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But trees don't punch back. I always tell parents, I understand speed kills in some senses. But at the end of the day, if you don't have any type of mobility, if you don't understand about proper defense, footwork, how to throw a proper punch. These guys are doing like a Ryan Garcia thing where they're just standing here and come on, man. This is boxing, man. This isn't a tough man competition. This isn't that punching machine over at the bowling alley. In the real world, things punch back. You know, I remember years ago they were talking about they had this little kid. I can't remember his name. Is Boo Boo Tyson, whatever, something like this. And they're trying to make like this kid was on every talk show you could think of. He was the next big thing. And then the kid went into the amateurs, and he got in there with a kid who actually trained a different way. Got his ass handed to him. I haven't heard of him since. I don't know what the hell happened to him, but whatever. So those are the kind of things. So I'm gonna tell everybody right now. If you're a true boxing fan, put your focus on the big fight this week, which is José Chon-Zepeda, Ivan Baranchyk. Then we got Gervonta Davis. We got Leo Santa Cruz coming up. We got a lot of good fights coming up. It looks like the Crawford-Kell Brook fight's going to be a reality. That's another great one. So, I mean, you know, concentrate on real boxing. Let MMA just float away. Let these sideshow freaks, what Conor McGregor's trying to bring, and Logan-Paul, and all the rest of these YouTubers, let them go do their bouts on TikTok. You know, they can go get those big old inflatable boxing gloves and punch each other in the face or whatever they want to do. Because at the end of the day, boxing. That's what it is, man. So, once again, everybody have a wonderful Wednesday, September 30th. Tune in this Saturday, October 3rd, on ESPN Plus. José Chon-Zepeda, Ivan Baranchyk. It don't get any better than that. So everybody have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And I'll see you tomorrow. Once again, this is AJ Rage. Mayhem in the morning, baby.